One thing they offer is really, really high quality and consistency in quality and consistency in supply. So if you are a manufacturer that's putting a lot of wood through a constant production process, producing furniture, whatever it may be, for export to another country around the world, you're going to need something that is consistently available, of the right quality. It all looks more or less the same, so that you can deliver, the same chairs looking the same all the time. And that's where American Hardwoods really sort of plug into that sort of big production cycle. So these countries that you mentioned, there's Southeast Asia, there's India, these places, those industries, those big furniture industries, particularly those that are export focused, are developing. India in particular, we're moving from a very unorganized furniture sector to a more organized sector. There's still a hell of a long way to go in India. And, that market offers enormous potential for American hardwoods over the long term. And then you have countries like Vietnam, etc., that are making masses of furniture and exporting it all over the world. And that's actually increasing all the time. To Australia, it's quite interesting because Australia isn't a big producer of furniture for export. In fact, Australia isn't a big producer of furniture. It's a big importer of furniture. Yeah. Production costs in Australia, labor costs are extremely high. But what we're seeing in Australia is a really interesting, well, there's two things. One of them actually has nothing to do with us or our industry. It's the wine industry. And of course, the wine industry relies on oak, and it needs to be white oak, whether it's European or American, for aging wine. So Australia does buy a lot of fairly low-grade lumber to turn into various aging products like tank staves that gets inserted into these sort of steel tanks, for aging the wine. And we really don't know how much of the volume of American hardwood lumber that is exported to Australia is actually accounted for by that side of things, possibly a third or so. However, what we have seen over the last year to 2 years has been a really, really big jump in the exports of American red oak lumber to Australia. And that's been really, really encouraging. And that's mainly a response to needing to fill the gap in the local supply of hardwoods in Australia, in particular Victorian ash. And American red oak does seem to fit in very well to that in terms of application, etc.